Hi, everyone. This is Jessica. Welcome back to Beyond Words. I'm so happy you're here. Today, we're going to talk about something very simple, yet very important: how to describe people. We describe people every day when we meet someone new, when we talk about a friend, or even when we write stories. But sometimes we forget that words have feelings. What we say can make someone feel loved or hurt. So today, let's learn how to describe people kindly, politely, and beautifully. Let's start with appearance, what we can see. When you meet someone, you might notice their height, hair, skin color, or smile. But remember, when you describe people, it's not only about what you see, it's about how you see them. Let's imagine a girl named Anna. Anna has straight black hair and bright brown eyes. She is tall and has a warm smile. You can say, Anna is tall and has long, straight hair. She looks friendly. Simple, right? We focus on neutral and positive words: tall, long hair, friendly. Now, what about people who are not tall? We can say, he is short, but sometimes people might feel sensitive about their body. So if you don't need to mention height, it's okay not to. Only describe it when it's part of the story or context. For example, my little brother is short, but very fast when he runs. That's positive, natural, and polite. Now, let's talk about a common mistake. Sometimes people use words like fat or skinny, but in English, that's not polite. Even if someone is overweight, we don't say fat. We can say, he is a little overweight, or she has a round face, or simply, he looks healthy. It's better to focus on something positive because everyone is beautiful in their own way. Let's imagine another person, David. David is not very thin, but he has a kind smile and always helps people. You can say, David is a big man with a warm smile. See? That sounds kind and respectful. Around the world, people look different, and that's beautiful. In Asia, many people have black hair and brown skin. In Europe, some people have blonde hair and light skin. In Africa, people may have dark skin and curly hair. In the Middle East, many people have olive skin and dark eyes. In America, you can see all kinds of people, every color, every culture. But remember, we never say one look is better than another. We just describe with respect. For example, she has dark curly hair and bright eyes. Or, he has light skin and short brown hair. Notice no judgment, no comparison, just a gentle description. When we describe someone's appearance, our goal is to see beauty in diversity. The world is full of different colors, and that makes it wonderful. Now, let's talk about personality, because how someone is inside matters even more than how they look. You can say, she is kind. He is funny. She is hardworking. He is easygoing. Let's imagine some examples. Anna, the girl we talked about before, she's tall, has long straight hair, and she's also very helpful. She likes to help her friends with homework. We can say, Anna is kind and hardworking. Now, David, the man with the big smile, he likes to tell jokes. So you can say, David is funny and friendly. And maybe your teacher. My teacher is smart and patient. These are all polite and positive ways to describe people. Sometimes people use words that sound normal in their own language, but not polite in English. For example, calling someone fat or old or dark directly can sound rude. Instead, try softer expressions. A little overweight instead of fat. Elderly instead of old. Tan or dark-skinned instead of dark. English culture often avoids words that sound too direct about appearance. We try to show kindness through language. If you're not sure what to say, remember this rule. If it's something the person cannot change easily, don't mention it. Instead, focus on what makes them unique, their smile, their energy, their kindness, their voice. Let's imagine another example, Sophia. Sophia is not very tall. She has short, curly hair and brown skin. She's always smiling, and she never gives up. You can say, Sophia is small but strong. She has a beautiful smile and a big heart. See how gentle and positive that sounds? We're not focusing on size or color. We're describing her energy, her spirit. That's what polite English is about, seeing beauty beyond words. Now imagine traveling around the world. In Japan, people are often polite, quiet, and respectful. You might say she is gentle and organized. In Brazil, people are friendly and open. You can say he is very talkative and full of energy. In Germany, many people are serious and hardworking. She is focused and reliable. In Indonesia, people are kind and humble. He is friendly and easygoing. Each place has its own beauty, and each person has their own personality. There is no right or wrong way to be. When we learn to describe people, we also learn to see humanity. So what did we learn today? Describing people is not only about adjectives, it's about attitude. You can say, she has straight hair. That's okay. But when you say, she has beautiful straight hair, that's kindness. You can say, he is short. That's okay. But when you say, he is short but strong and full of energy, that's love. Language can make the world softer if we choose our words with heart. Have you ever met someone who made you feel calm even without saying anything? Sometimes it's not about how people look. It's about how they make you feel. In English, we have many words to describe personality, how someone behaves, how they treat others, and what kind of energy they bring into a room. Let's talk about character, about who we are beyond appearances. Some people are talkative. They love to share stories, and they never run out of things to say. They make conversations come alive. Others are quiet. They listen more than they speak. And sometimes their silence brings peace, a space where thoughts can breathe. Some people are hardworking. They wake up early, they plan their day, and they give their best in everything they do. Others are easygoing. They go with the flow, and they don't stress about every small thing. Being around them feels relaxing. Then there are funny people. They make you laugh. They find humor in simple things, and suddenly your bad day feels lighter. But there are also serious people. They don't joke much, but they are thoughtful. And when they speak, their words carry meaning. Every personality is different, and that's the beauty of it. But sometimes people use words carelessly, words that can hurt, like calling someone lazy without knowing their story, or saying someone is mean when maybe they're just tired or shy. So remember, when describing someone's personality, be gentle, be kind. You can say, "He's not very active these days," instead of "he's lazy," because the words we use show the kind of person we are. Now, let's travel around the world and meet people with different kinds of beauty, different ways of living, and different hearts. Let's start with Asia, a continent full of diversity, traditions, and kindness. In many Asian countries, people may have brown or fair skin, dark straight hair, and warm brown eyes. But what makes them truly special is their gentle nature and sense of respect. People in many Asian cultures are often polite, hardworking, and deeply value family and community. They tend to be humble and prefer actions over words. If you meet someone from Asia, you might notice how they bow slightly, smile kindly, or listen more than they speak. It's a quiet kind of beauty, the kind that comes from respect. Now let's travel to Europe, where traditions meet creativity. People in Europe come in many shapes, shades, and styles. You might see blonde hair in the north, darker hair in the south, green, blue, or brown eyes, and many different skin tones. But beyond appearance, Europeans are often known for being confident, independent, and open-minded. They like expressing opinions, and that's not rude. It's part of their culture. In conversation, they may look directly into your eyes, a sign of honesty and interest. If you describe someone from Europe, you can say, "They are confident, direct, and friendly." But remember, every person is unique, so never assume. Always observe and listen first. Next, we travel to Africa, a continent full of heart, rhythm, and community. People from Africa have an incredible diversity of skin tones, from light to dark, each one beautiful in its own way. You might see curly or coiled hair, bright smiles, and expressive eyes that tell stories. African cultures often value togetherness, respect for elders, and joy in everyday life. If you want to describe politely, you could say, "They're strong, warm, and full of spirit." Notice how that focuses on character, not judgment. Let's move to North and South America, where cultures mix like colors in a painting. In North America, the US and Canada, people are often described as outgoing, friendly, and independent. They like to smile, to greet strangers, and to say, "How are you?" even to people they just met. In South America, like Brazil or Argentina, people are often described as warm, expressive, and family-oriented. They love connection, hugs, laughter, and conversation. You'll often hear music, see dance, and feel the joy in daily life. But remember, these are general observations, not rules. Not every American is loud, and not every Brazilian dances. Polite description means noticing without assuming. And finally, let's visit Oceania, Australia, New Zealand, and the islands of the Pacific. People from this region often love nature, the sea, and open space. Their skin tones can range from light to deep brown, with hair that's straight, wavy, or curly. Culturally, many are known for being easygoing, friendly, and adventurous. They enjoy humor and often speak in a relaxed, casual way. So if you meet someone from this region, you might describe them as easygoing and fun to be around. Now, describe yourself politely in English. You can start like this. I'm a woman with straight black hair and brown eyes. I'm a man of average height with short curly hair. Simple, honest, and kind. No harsh words, no comparison. Now move to your personality. I'm talkative and friendly. I'm a quiet person, but I love deep conversations. I'm hardworking and I try to be positive every day. That's the key. Use words that show your essence. Because describing yourself politely is also a way of showing self-respect. Even when you talk about your weaknesses, choose gentle words. Instead of saying, I'm lazy, try, sometimes I need extra motivation. Instead of, I'm shy, you can say, I'm a little reserved at first, but I open up later. See the difference? You're still honest, but kind. Now, think of someone close to you. A friend, a sibling, or maybe a classmate. How would you describe them in a polite and kind way? Let's try together. My best friend has short black hair and a bright smile. He's tall and has kind eyes. She's easygoing and always makes me laugh. Notice that we focus on positive traits. We don't need to mention everything about a person, only what makes them special to us. If your friend is a little stubborn or forgetful, you can still describe them softly. He's strong-minded and stands by his opinion. She's a bit forgetful, but very caring. That's how we speak politely. We tell the truth, but with empathy. Now let's travel with our imagination. Think about someone from another culture, a person you respect or admire, maybe a Japanese artist, an Italian chef, a Kenyan runner, or an American teacher. You can describe their appearance briefly, but focus more on their values and energy. For example, she's a Japanese woman with straight black hair and a calm smile. She's very polite and focused. She pays attention to small details. Or, he's a Brazilian man with curly hair and a friendly laugh. He's full of energy and always brings joy to others. That's how we describe with appreciation. We see the beauty in difference, not comparison. Let's review some polite and common adjectives you can use to describe people. Repeat after me, slowly. Appearance. Tall. Short. Average height. Slim. Overweight for polite. For fat. Fair-skinned. Dark-skinned. Brown eyes. Curly hair. Straight hair. Wavy hair. Personality. Friendly. Polite. Talkative. Hardworking. Funny. Kind. Quiet. Easygoing. Smart. Confident. Patient. Honest. Remember, when you use these words, say them with respect. Let's try one short story together. Listen closely and imagine the scene. In a small cafe by the river, a girl named Maya sits quietly with her book. She has short brown hair and bright eyes. She looks gentle and thoughtful. The waiter, a tall man with curly hair, brings her a cup of tea and smiles politely. Maya says thank you, and he nods. She's a quiet person, but she always smiles when she speaks. That's what makes her beautiful. Not her looks, but her kindness. Now you try. Pause for a moment and think of someone in your mind. Describe them softly. Their looks, their habits, their smile. How do they make you feel? That's what brings your description to life. So what have we learned today? That describing people is not only about grammar or adjectives, it's about empathy. It's about seeing others with gentle eyes and speaking with kind words. Because every person, no matter where they come from, how they look, or what language they speak, deserves to be seen respectfully. That's what English can teach us, not just how to communicate, but how to connect. Thank you for being here with me today. You've practiced not only your English, but also your kindness. Until next time, be gentle with your words, be curious with your heart, and always see the beauty in others. I'm Jessica. Bye.